a year, I still haven't found one. Ryan plopped down on the sofa nearby, the Italian leather giving with a whoosh. He leaned his head back and closed his eyes. She wanted to offer him comfort, wanted to sit down, pull him into her arms and reassure him, but of course that would never happen. She wouldn't dare. They didn't have that kind of relationship. They didn't have a relationship at all. She was an employee and nothing more. Instead, she stood next to the sofa and waited, wondering if there was something else she could have said to Erica to convince the woman to go ahead with the wedding. Certainly appealing to Erica's soft side would have done no good. She didn't have one. Tall, blonde, and nearly perfect, Erica had one fatal flaw in Faith's opinion. She was utterly cold, like a stone statue. A Venus of incredible beauty, but devoid of life or any emotion. Why Ryan had chosen to marry Erica was something Faith would never understand. Then again, this deal wasn't exactly a love match, so it didn't really matter who he chose as the woman he married. But Erica? The homeless bag lady who wandered the streets would have been a warmer choice. Ryan opened his eyes and stared at her. Faith's heart leaped. Had he heard her quiet chuckle? His gaze held hers, and warmth seeped into her middle. She'd never had a steady man in her life, but if she had a fantasy guy, he would look like Ryan McKay. Hair the color of midnight, and turbulent eyes like the Oklahoma storms she remembered as a child. She loved those come-out-of-nowhere squalls while growing up in her small town. Whenever a storm approached, she'd run outside on the front porch and watch as the clouds gathered momentum, moving ever closer until the wind whipped her inside the house to watch from the safety of the windows. The energy had always charged her. The storms shook her to the core, fired up the energy around her, and took her with them in a maelstrom of fury and passion. Ryan's eyes were like that, changing like rolling clouds, and loaded with the fire of a blistering rainstorm. She had seen those eyes flash with brilliance, light, with anger, and shine like a glittering diamond when he closed a deal. Never had she seen them spark with passion, but she could imagine it. "Faith, are you listening?" Oh, Mr. McKay, I'm so sorry." She shook off the daydream. How many times over the years had she fantasized about him? She thought she'd finally had a handle on her crush and could now think of him only as her boss. He was, after all, as unattainable as a man could get, at least for her. "I asked you to sit." He patted the sofa cushion next to him. She sat, clear on the opposite end. "Faith." "Yes." She pulled a notepad out of her bag, ready to take down instructions. "Come closer. You're half a mile away. I won't bite." He flashed her that charming, devastating smile that made her insides melt away. Maybe he wouldn't bite. But then again, maybe she'd like him to. Really, she had to stop her errant thoughts. Ryan was her boss, the one who never noticed her. She remembered her mother's lessons well. Not a day went by during her childhood that her mother hadn't reminded her to blend in and not call attention to herself, to stay away from men because they'd only hurt her. She was plain, her mother had told her, had little to offer, and she'd better use her brains because her looks would get her nowhere in life. She'd spent 26 years believing those words to be true. Every time she looked in the mirror, she recalled her mother's warnings. At Ryan's urging, she scooted a bit toward the center of the sofa, pulling her wool skirt down further over her shins. He motioned her closer. She moved, another inch. "This is ridiculous." Ryan closed the distance, situating next to her in the center of the sofa. Their thighs touched. Faith's burned. The room was definitely